Today I will be showing you how to make this wolf here, and the colors that I'm going to use will be gray, white, blue, and black. So you'll need one black for the nose, two blues or whatever color eyes you want to have, about 37 whites and about 115 grays, give or take. So let's get started. First, let's make the eyes. We are going to take a single blue or whatever it is and loop it 4 times on your hook. Take a single white, double it, and then pulling the eyes right onto the white rubber band. And do the same for the other eye. Take the single blue, loop it 4 times on your hook. Take a single white, double it, and pull it on through your rubber band. And then you're going to take, since it's going on the face, and that part will be white, we'll take a white and pull your eyes right onto that single white rubber band. And then go ahead and put on your holding hook for later. Now let's make the nose. Take your single black and loop it 4 or 5 times, up to you, on your hook to make the end of the nose. Take 2 single rubber bands. We are going to double it, and then we're going to pull the nose right onto those rubber bands. Center it, straighten it out a little bit, and then take a single white rubber band, because it's going to go in the face and that area will be white also. Go ahead and scooch your nose right onto that single rubber band, and we're going to put it away to the side for later. Now let's make the ears. For the ears, we're going to take a single rubber band. On the top of the loom, we're creating a triangle, and then taking single rubber band, putting one down on the left and one down on the right. Might be hard to see, but just a single, creating a triangle up top, and then one on the left and one on the right. And now we're going to take a single, double it. This is the color of your wolf, so whatever color that is, go ahead and use it. Now take a single white, this is the inner color of the ear, and let's go ahead and loop this upside down triangle onto that center peg, the second peg from the top, creating a diamond. And we are going to loop the end of the ear off 4 times, 2, 3, 4. If you wanted to do it tighter, you can, but you don't have to. Now there should be 2 rubber bands here, and you're going to reach under the cap band, grab a single rubber band, and then you're going to pull it on either peg, the left one or the right one. I did my right one first, and it doesn't matter which one you take it to, just as long as you take it there. Don't force your rubber band because you don't want to break it. Release any tension so your rubber band's on stretch, and let's go ahead. I just did my right side. I'm going to head to loop up the center color, the white. Now I'm doing the left side of the ear, releasing any tension, and then I'm finishing off my ear, looping it right onto that center peg, and that finishes up one ear. And go ahead and put it on your holding hook for later. And let's make your other ear, same thing. Taking a single rubber band, the color of your body, putting a triangle from the top of your loom, taking a single on the left and on the right, taking a single, doubling it, making an upside down triangle, taking a single white from the top center to the second peg, cap off Let's go ahead and pull to make the triangle, then cap off the tip of the ear 4 times, 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead, go under the cap band, and we are going to pull 1 single rubber band that's there and pull it onto the right or left, up to you. Go back under the cap band and pull the other side. So it should be only the cap band should be left. And now let's do either side, left or right. I'm doing my left. It's all going to end up the same whether you pull one or the other. And now let's pull the center color first, the white, and then finishing off the left and the right, looping it onto the center peg like that. And let's go ahead and take it off the loom very carefully and put it on your holding hook for later. Now let's do the feet, the front foot. We are going to go ahead and take 2 single rubber bands at a time and putting it 4 down. 2, 3, 4. And then we are going to take 2 single rubber bands and cap it off, looping it 3 times to making the paws. 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 single rubber band, looping it 3 times each. And now just go ahead and reach under all those cap bands, grab the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself. That's 1 front paw or 1 front foot. Take it off the loom, set it aside for later. It shouldn't come apart. Let's make the other one. Same thing, 2 single rubber bands at a time, 4 times down. And then looping the end there 3 times with 2 single rubber bands. 2, 3. Go ahead, reach in under all the cap bands, grab the bottom 2. If you can't see it, use your hand to help pull, and creating nice teardrops up your arm, the front. And now let's make the back, the hind legs. And we're going to take 2 single rubber bands, same length, 4 times. 2, 3, 4, and looping it again 3 times for the back paw with 2 single rubber bands. And now to add it, give it a little meat, we're gonna add the second portion of it right next to the thigh there to make it thicker. Now let's go ahead and loop up, go under the cap bands, grab the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself. And after the second one, the third one, we're going to loop it and connecting the thigh together. And then go ahead and loop the connector, the thicker thigh, up. And then let's put it on a holding hook for later, and let's create another thigh. Same thing, the back leg. There's first hind legs, second one, same thing, 2 single rubber bands, 4 times down, capping it off with 2 single rubber bands 3 times, taking 2 single rubber bands, put it to the side, loop it up, go under the cap bands, grab the bottom two, looping it onto itself, 1, 2, the third one, connect your thigh, and looping it onto itself. Now that we've done this, put it on your holding hook for later. Let's go ahead and make the tail. For the tail, we're going to take single rubber bands going from the top peg to the side peg, either side, it's up to you. And then we're coming down 4. 1, single rubber bands, 2, 3, 4. So that single rubber bands coming from the side diagonally and down 4. And then we're coming down the center 5 times, single rubber bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the color of your body. Take a single white and put it from there to there. Single white at each of the pegs there. And now we are going to take another white to close off your tail. So you should have the side, you should have 2, 4, 6 pegs covered, in the center 2, 4, 6, 7, and closing it off. And then we are going to cap that 7th peg there on the center, the end of the tail, 4 times. And now let's put some holding rubber bands, and because the tail is pretty small, we're going to loop it 3 times. So let's go ahead and start with the gray up here, and we're going to loop it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to go diagonally like that. Loop it 3 times. It's a little awkward, but it's not too hard because it's only across 2 pegs. One more time with the gray. 2, 3. And now we'll do 2 whites to cap this off and this off. Again, looping it 3 times around those 2 pegs there. So that pretty much completes your tail before looping. So you have a holding rubber band for here, here, and here, 3 grays, and then 2 whites. And let's go ahead and loop up. We're going to go at the tip of the tail, the center peg, go under it, grabbing the top single. If there's any tension, go ahead and release it. Don't force your rubber band, and looping it right onto itself. And go back in that end peg, grab the bottom, should be the single, and looping it onto itself. And you can now go ahead and go up either side of the tail. I'm going up the center. The looping here doesn't matter as long as you're creating teardrops, whether you're doing the center or the side first. It's all going to the same place. It's going to end up in this at this top peg there, where the arrow is. Now that you've done that, let's go ahead and take 2 single rubber bands. Grab it like you're doing a slip knot, but you're not. This will attach to our body. And go ahead and take it off the loom to add to our body later. Sorry, that's my guinea pig. Okay, let's put it on the holding hook for later. Now let's make the wolf. Let's go ahead, 2 single rubber bands, whatever color you want him to be, and down 1, so diagonally and down 1, 2 single rubber bands. Same thing on the other side, diagonally and down 1 with the color of the body. Then we're going to give some color in the face. I'm adding it white, so 2 single rubber bands, white, down the side, and then right to the chin peg there, and push it down. So that way, in the chin peg, your rubber band doesn't overlap. You can fish it out later. And let's do the center of the face there. And if you want the ones between the eyes to be white, you can go ahead and use white. But I'm going to do the same thing as this little guy I made. And I'm going to make it gray. And then to close off the face, I'm going to use white. And make sure you push it all the way down. And now let's go ahead and do the rest of the body, starting from the chin peg diagonally, and we're coming down 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's close off his bottom there. 2 single rubber bands, push it down. Do the other side, same thing, from the chin peg to the side, coming 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then closing his body off. And now from the chin peg to the center of the body, I'm doing 1 gray, and then I'm giving some color in the belly, and I use 3 rubber bands. If you want to use 2, you can. We're coming down 3 times with the white for the belly, and then at the end of near his bottom, I'm doing it gray, so that's 3 whites on these 3 pegs, and then I'm going back with my 2 grays to finish off his bottom. And now let's go ahead and do the holding rubber bands. You can do 1 or 2. I'm going to do 2. Let's go ahead and loop, creating your triangle. I'm doing this 3 times. There, triangle, 2 single rubber bands on those pegs. Go ahead and push it down a little bit, because now we're going to add our hind legs. And take your hind legs, there should be some separations, 4 rubber bands on each side, and go ahead and add it on the bottom there. And push it down, it's loose. There. And now let's add the other side. Same thing, the hind legs, 4 rubber bands on each peg. Center side, the side peg there, and the second from the bottom to add the hind legs. And now let's add the ears and the eyes and the nose, so whichever order you have them off of your peg, your hook, go ahead and add them onto your wolf. The ears go on the ear pegs, the eyes goes on the second peg from the top, and the nose goes on the third peg from the top, and center it and fix it later. And now let's put on the tail, and the tail goes on his bottom there, and that acts like a capping band. So the tail is on, We got the back legs, the nose, and the eyes. Now let's put some holding rubber bands for the eyes and the nose. We're going to do white, since we have white near there. So single around the eyes, single white around the nose. And now we're ready to loop. Let's go ahead and reach under the tail, pull it back so you can see. Grab the top two single right under the tail there, and looping it onto itself. It should go up to the center, and you can finish up the center a little bit. Just finish the white part. Looping it up and onto itself. And now reach back under the tail, grab the next top two, and looping it onto itself. Whichever side it goes to, take it there, as long as you're creating nice teardrops. Reach back in there, grab the last two, and looping it onto itself. Now let's go ahead and go up the side of our wolf here. Grab the bottom two bands, looping it onto itself. Same thing, just go up, making sure you have teardrops. It's important you have teardrops catching your rubber bands so your animal does not come apart. Go up the side and stop at the shoulder there. Let's do the other side, same thing. Go under, grab the bottom two bands, and looping it onto itself. Same thing, go under, turn it to the side so you can see. Just continue up. Don't loop the holding bands. Just pull them back, grabbing and looping it onto itself. Now let's add the arms. Go ahead and take your arms from where you have it and put your hook through the loops. Grab the shoulder rubber band, pull the arm through, and then looping it onto the chin peg. Same thing on the other side. Grab your arm, get your shoulder rubber bands, pull the arms right onto there, and looping it onto the chin peg. It's lots of rubber bands, push it down just a tiny bit. Now let's go ahead and finish up the center of the chest, the torso, and loop it onto the chin peg. There, and your whole body should have teardrops all around. And now let's go ahead and reach under that chin, in that chin peg, grabbing the top two rubber bands, it should be white, and looping it. Don't force it onto itself. Should go up the center where the nose is. And the next two, reach in there, grab the top two, and wherever it goes, take it there. Mine's going to the right, and my last two goes to the left. And release any tension you may have. And now let's go ahead and go on this side of the face, grabbing the bottom two bands, looping it onto itself. Continue up. In the ear part, go ahead and grab the bottom two, looping it onto itself. Let's continue looping on the other side of the cheek. Reaching in, grabbing the bottom two rubber bands, pull any holding rubber band, grabbing the bottom two, and looping it onto itself. Let's go ahead and go under the ears, grabbing the bottom two, and looping it onto itself. Now let's work on the center of the face. We're almost done. Making sure you have teardrops up and down your wolf here. Go ahead and check to make sure before we take him off the loom that we have teardrops up and down his body. Let's take a single rubber band, go through the top peg, and create our slip knot. Go. And now he's ready to come off the loom with the aid of your hook. There's your wolf. Let's go ahead and push the nose out, pull his arms forward, and his feet. And if you want him to look up, go under his chin so he can be on all fours for you. Tuck in his charm string if you like. He should be on all fours for you. Hope you like him. Thanks for watching.